Baylen Dupree expecting a child? TLC fans speculate after she gets engaged to BF Colin. Baylen Out Loud fans are eager to know if Baylen Dupree is pregnant. She sparked pregnancy rumors after announcing her engagement with her boyfriend, Colin. The couple confirmed their engagement on February 11 during the run of season 1 of the TLC show. The Tourette girl became a fan favorite after a few episodes. Fans love following Baylen's journey of living with tics. In the series, she showed herself moving out of her parents' house to move in with Colin. He is currently trying to propose to her. He went straight up to Alan and Julie to request their approval and blessings before making the big move. Is a baby on the way for Baylen and Colin? What fans are talking about it? Fans expressed concern after Baylen Dupree shared a clip on TikTok to inform them about her latest fashion choices. Instead of appreciating or loving her content, they started showing concern for her well-being. "Hey everybody, this is my fit," she said in her 1-minute video uploaded on March 2. She displayed her shine bags with charms, blue Brooks kicks, and Old Navy leggings. However, netizens noticed that Baylen's speech was disrupted by profanity, including some words in Spanish. This obviously happened due to Tourette syndrome, which the reality star finally regained control of in the clip. She later mentioned that her necklace and earrings were also from Shein. But the update made a fan say that she looked sad and exhausted. Another one asked her whether she was doing fine. Most TLC fans are wondering whether Baylen Dupree and Colin are expecting their first child after their engagement. However, Baylen isn't pregnant right now. Neither of them has publicly declared in writing that they have a baby. The duo only confirmed engagement since Baylen proudly flaunted her engagement ring online. But Baylen herself started the pregnancy speculation after she said she was pregnant in one of the episodes of Baylen Out Loud. Due to Tourette and tics, she frequently phrases words and sounds to tics. Most of her tics occur at the wrong times. The one where she declared, "I'm pregnant," came about when she and Colin visited the latter's parents. During a conversation with Colin's parents, Baylen spurred the word pregnant without consciously knowing what she was saying was untrue. However, she clarified the confusion by quickly stating she wasn't expecting it. She even laughed off the tense moment. It was just a tic and not real information she meant to give to Colin's mom and dad. While Colin's parents didn't react to Baylen's tic, they might have felt it was real for some time. But they didn't say anything about it. In a confessional, they confessed that they liked Baylen, and her condition didn't seem bothersome. Colin was nervous before the TLC celeb's first meeting with his parents, but that went far from what was expected. Baylen's fiancé Colin gets fan support against her mean parents. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Baylen Out Loud, the place where we spill the tea, dive into the latest, and talk all things family, drama, and everything in between. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the latest gossip. Now today's topic is definitely one that's been blowing up all over social media, and it involves me, my fiancé Colin, and, you guessed it, my parents. It's a family situation that's gotten pretty intense. And well, let's just say that Colin has been receiving a lot of love and support from fans after some recent tension. Things got pretty heated, and I need to share the whole story with you all. So buckle up, because this one's a ride. Okay, let me rewind a bit for you guys. For those of you who don't know, Colin and I got engaged recently, and honestly, things have been amazing, for the most part. But there's been one little tiny hiccup along the way: my parents. Yeah, I know, sounds dramatic, but trust me, it's been one heck of a ride. So, for context, my parents, while I love them, can be a little intense. And when I say intense, I mean they're very opinionated. They've always had strong views on how things should be, especially when it comes to relationships. And you guys, when Colin and I got engaged, my parents were, let's just say, less than thrilled. We had this dinner where Colin and I were announcing our engagement, and it was supposed to be this magical moment. But instead of cheers, there were more side eyes, long stares, and the kind of awkward silence that makes you want to disappear into the floor. At first, I thought I was just overthinking it, but no, the tension was real. And to be honest, it wasn't just awkward. My parents were actually pretty harsh about the whole thing. They started asking Colin all sorts of personal questions, digging into his background, his family, and even how he planned on supporting me financially. It was like they were auditioning him for some kind of role he didn't sign up for. It was not only uncomfortable but totally unfair to him. Now, here's where Colin really shined. He handled the whole situation with such grace and patience. He didn't snap, he didn't get defensive. He just stayed calm, answered everything honestly, and even tried to make jokes to lighten the mood. But despite his efforts, the vibe from my parents just kept getting worse. It was like they were determined to make this difficult for him. And I'll be real with you guys, I was furious. I've always had my issues with my parents when it comes to how they handle things, but I never thought it would be like this. They were being downright rude to Colin, and I couldn't just sit there and let it happen. So I stood up for him. I told them that if they couldn't be respectful of our relationship and our decision, then maybe they shouldn't be at the dinner in the first place. It was intense. My mom didn't take it well. She started raising her voice, calling me naive, and saying that I was blinded by love. My dad was quiet, but you could see the disapproval written all over his face. It was a mess. But here's the twist. Even though things got heated, Colin was the one who ended up receiving so much support from you guys. Yes, the fans. After the dinner, I went online to check out how things were going on social media, and let me tell you, I was shocked at the amount of love Colin was getting. People were defending him, calling out my parents for being too harsh, and honestly, it made me feel a little better about the whole situation. Take a look at some of these comments. A lot of you were saying things like, Colin deserves better, Baylen, stand by your man, and even some people calling my parents out for being controlling. Honestly, seeing all this support really opened my eyes to the fact that we're not alone in this. Other people get it. And you know what? It actually gave me the courage to address things more openly with my parents. I sat down with them separately and said, look, you may not like Colin, but he's the person I've chosen. I need you to respect that. If not, I need to reconsider how involved I want you to be in our lives. That talk, as tough as it was a game changer. My parents didn't exactly apologize, but they did back off a little bit. There's still a lot of work to do, but at least they're starting to see things from my perspective. Now, the whole thing with my parents wasn't just about Colin. It's also about my growth as an individual and as someone who's building her own future. It's hard when you love your family, but you also have to set boundaries. Colin and I are learning how to navigate this together, and honestly, we're doing it one step at a time. We're still very much in love and looking forward to what the future holds, but this whole experience has been a reminder that family dynamics can be tough. No matter how old we get, parents always want to have some kind of control over their kids' lives. But at the end of the day, it's our lives, and we have to live them authentically. To Colin, if you're watching this, thank you for being the rock that you are. Your strength has inspired so many of us, and the love and support you've gotten from the fans is just a testament to the kind of person you are. And to all of you who've shown love on social media, thank you. Your comments and messages have meant the world to both of us. Alright, fam, that's it for today's video. It's been a crazy ride, but I'm so glad I could share this with you all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you ever had a similar experience with your family? How did you handle it? And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated on all things Baylen Out Loud. Catch you next time. Baylen Dupree fans jump to her fiancé's defense after her parents are so mean to him. Today, we've got a juicy topic to talk about, and it's one that's making waves on social media. Baylen Dupree's fans are up in arms, and it all started with a pretty heated situation involving her parents and her fiancé. You won't want to miss this one now. If you're familiar with Baylen Dupree, You already know she's a popular influencer and social media star, loved by many for her quirky personality and unfiltered approach to life. She's built quite the fan base, and her content resonates with a lot of people. But recently, Baylen has found herself caught in a very public family drama that has sent her fans rushing to her fiancé's defense. Let's dive into it. Before we get into the drama, let's first talk about Baylen and her fiancé. This love story has been a huge part of her content, and her fans adore the couple. Baylen has been pretty open about her relationship with him, sharing moments of their life together, from vacations to cute dates, and even more intimate behind-the-scenes glimpses. Fans have watched their relationship blossom over time, and many consider them a power couple. But lately, things have taken a turn. Her fans are now witnessing something that's testing their loyalty, and it involves the people closest to her, her family. Okay, so here's the situation. Recently, Baylen shared a video on her social media accounts where she opened up about an unfortunate encounter between her fiancé and her parents. In the video, she mentioned that her parents had been rude and downright mean to her fiancé. She explained that they had been dismissive, made harsh comments, and generally made him feel unwelcome and uncomfortable. It was obvious that this situation really hurt her, and she didn't hold back when sharing her feelings with her followers. Baylen made it clear that her parents' behavior was unacceptable and that they needed to respect her fiancé and their relationship. It was a very raw and vulnerable moment, and fans couldn't help but sympathize with her. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Baylen's fans, many of whom are extremely loyal to her, immediately jumped into action. It didn't take long before a flood of support started pouring in for her fiancé. Comment sections across social media were filled with messages defending him, calling out Baylen's parents for their behavior, and rallying behind the couple as a whole. Fans were furious on his behalf, and they didn't hold back. Many people voiced their opinions, saying that Baylen's parents needed to respect her choices, and that it was wrong for them to treat him poorly just because he wasn't meeting their expectations. Others pointed out how toxic family dynamics can sometimes be, and how Baylen's fiancé didn't deserve to be put in that situation. But what was really fascinating about this situation was how divided the comment sections became. While many were passionately defending the fiancé, there were others who sided with Baylen's parents. Some fans expressed that they could understand where her parents were coming from, suggesting that they might have their own concerns about the relationship, or that maybe they just wanted to protect their daughter. As if things couldn't get any more heated, Baylen dropped some more details about the encounter. In a follow-up video, she explained how her parents had made a series of comments that were not only rude but deeply personal. According to Baylen, her parents had questioned her fiancé's intentions, his background, and even his career. This just seemed to add fuel to the fire, and fans were even more enraged by the fact that her parents were seemingly judging him based on superficial or irrelevant factors. Baylen shared how hurt she felt, not just for her fiancé, but for herself, as she was caught in the middle of it all. She said that it made her question her family's respect for her as an adult and her ability to make her own decisions. Her transparency in these moments only made her fans rally around her more. Now, some people were quick to criticize Baylen for airing her family's dirty laundry online. But others praised her for standing up for her fiancé and being open about what she was going through. After all, it's not easy to navigate family drama, especially when it involves your loved ones. But not all fans were on the same page. Some began questioning Baylen's fiancé and whether there was more to the story than she was letting on. A few fans suggested that Baylen's parents might have valid concerns, especially when it came to her fiancé's character or his intentions toward her. Could they have been acting out of genuine concern, or were they just being overbearing and judgmental? While the majority of Baylen's followers stood by her and her fiancé, a small group wondered whether the couple was rushing things or if Baylen's fiancé had done something to cause friction with her parents in the past. After all, family dynamics can be complex, and sometimes there's more to the story than meets the eye. It's clear that people are invested in this situation and want answers. And while Baylen hasn't shared every single detail, It's safe to say that this drama has sparked some real conversations about family boundaries, relationships, and how much is too much to share online. So what does all of this really tell us? Well, for one, it shows just how much influence social media can have on our lives. When Baylen shared her frustrations, she opened up a larger conversation about family dynamics and the boundaries we set with loved ones. In a world where everything is so public, it's difficult to keep personal matters private. We live in a time where our lives are constantly being shared online, and it's not always easy to navigate the pressures that come with that. Baylen's story is a prime example of how quickly things can escalate when family issues spill out into the public eye. It's also important to note the role of fan loyalty. Fans of Baylen have shown an incredible amount of support for her, which is really heartwarming. But it's also a reminder that sometimes, when we follow public figures, we may only be seeing part of the story. So, where does this all go from here? We don't know yet if Baylen and her fiancé will be able to mend things with her parents, but we do know that the situation is far from over. It's clear that Baylen's fans will continue to stand by her, and her parents might need to do some serious self-reflection if they want to repair their relationship with her. One thing's for sure, this drama has opened up important discussions about family, love, and the challenges that come with navigating both in the public eye. And for now, we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out.